Smith, if y'all will do me a favor, if y'all will let Emma and Ella come into the meeting and y'all hand out packets to anybody else that comes in, that would be awesome. Those two ladies arrived early, so I put them to work, but I don't want them to miss any of this information. Class of 2025. How does it feel? You guys have, listen, this time in 5 weeks, we will be sitting in here getting ready for the final big to-do. You have 5 weeks until you walk Brady Field. I know, right? That is absolutely cause to celebrate, and I am so very proud of you. I do need you guys to do this. Listen to me carefully, because it's 5 weeks until you walk the field. That means you have 4 weeks, because y'all get out like a week early. That means you have 4 weeks to take care of business so that you can join us in 5 weeks. We have a lot of fun stuff planned for Senior Day, and we have a new thing that you guys are going to be the first to do, and we will talk about that a little bit later. So you guys are going to be a first to set a tradition. But please talk to your teachers, look at your grades, and make sure that you are good to go when it comes time to walk that field, because I'm telling you, there is no feeling in the world like walking across that stage and getting your diploma and being free to go on to that next chapter of your life. Give yourself another round of applause. You're almost there. And we are so proud of you. All right, so Miss Gunn is going to help me this morning. She and I spearhead this bad boy, and we're going to tell you all the things you need to know. But if you have any questions, please let us know, okay? All right, yes, we need to watch time, so we're gonna book it through. All right, the first thing is I need you guys, if you do not check your email, I need you to start checking your emails. You need to check them every single day. We will send out information about any updates, changes, tweaks, anything that we have to do, any changes we have to make.
Guys, y'all need to listen, okay? We're not repeating this information. If you are talking or otherwise distracted, you're going to miss this, and you don't want to miss this.
We will also be sending out at some point, Ms. Gunn and I will be deciding who the advisors are and what rows you're going to be in, and you're going to have to know exactly who your advisor is. All of that information is sent out via email. If we have problems with rain and weather, that information is sent out via email, so please make sure you check your emails regularly. Senior debts. If you have a senior debt, Ms. Cargill is working tirelessly to get everything entered into the computer. But please check it often. You have to take care of your debts before May the 9th. If you come to this school and you still have a debt, you will not be practicing a graduation practice or the ceremony until it is cleared, okay? And that includes Chromebooks, that includes if you have a school issued uniform, if you have a textbook that you've lost, it includes all the things. So make sure you get those things turned in, okay? Also, if you are, return all school property, you have to have your debts cleared no later by May the 9th. On Wednesday, May the 21st, if you come again and you try to get in line, we have a list of all the debts. We will tell you to go turn in whatever it is you have to turn in. All right, next. Ms. Cargill and Ms. Winters are going to start collecting Chromebooks from seniors. If you are a dual enrollment student and you have finals soon and you're done, get that bad boy turned in. Chromebooks and chargers, okay? All other seniors, you're going to start returning your Chromebooks on May the 12th. If you need to keep it a little bit longer, you may. However, before practice that Wednesday, don't come up here at 9 o'clock on Wednesday, the day of practice, and say, I still have a Chromebook. Go ahead and turn it in and be done with it, okay? So we're not waiting on anybody. We're going to get started when we get started. But everything must be turned in by May the 21st. Transcripts. This summer, our guidance counselors are going to be working vigorously to get your final transcripts sent out to whatever school it is you are planning to attend. They don't know where to send a transcript unless you tell them. And you will not get all of your final college stuff completed until they have your final official transcript. So, they have made it extremely easy. This is the QR code. and there is a tiny URL inside and we'll send it out via email too. But there's a tiny URL on this page right here where you can go in, put your name, your number, and the college where you want your transcript sent. Please do not wait until the last minute. As a freshman, after you go to orientation, or you can't even go to orientation, I don't think, until this is all done, but our guidance counselors are not here all summer, okay? So make sure you go ahead and take care of business early so that you are not waiting for that final transcript to get started with your college endeavors, okay? The last day of class for you guys is Wednesday, May the 14th. Can I get a heck yeah? I'm telling you, right? It is May the 14th, unless you're failing a class. And if you're failing a class, you have to come back and take a final exam. Please don't do that. Please let Wednesday, May the 14th be your final day of being on this campus, except for Senior Day. We will have Senior Day for those who are ready to roll and are candidates for graduation. Senior Day is going to be Thursday, May the 15th. If you have to take an exam, you have to come that Thursday for third and fourth blocks to take your final, or that Friday, first and second blocks to take your final. But don't let that be you. Our senior grades have to be completed and finished by all of our senior teachers by noon on Friday the 16th. Because Ms. Gunn and I, when we come in Monday morning, have to hit the ground running to get this thing organized. Y'all are graduating on a Thursday night, and there's a whole lot to do to get you ready, okay? So please work with us on this. Go ahead and take care of business so you don't have to take a final exam. Wouldn't that be perfect? Now, this is a first. Several of you got together and had a senior sunrise, and Ms. Johnson has planned, and I'm so excited for this for y'all, a senior sunset. This is the deal. So you will come that Wednesday after your last day of school. You will meet at Brody Field. They are going to play a movie, and we are going to have snacks, and you are going to be able to watch the sunset together with your senior class. So, put it on your calendar and make sure you make plans to attend. I think that's a really, really cool thing. All right, Senior Day. If you are passing and you do not have to take a final exam, then you can join us for Senior Day. It's going to be at the mini stadium. They're going to open the gates of the field house. That is where you'll park, is at the field house. Now listen, this is important. You'll park at the field house because we are going to have honors programs going on here in the PAC, and parents are going to be parking in the parking lot. They're going to take your spots, okay? Let's leave room open for the parents. So you guys will actually park in the field house parking lot and come through those gates to that mini stadium, to the practice field, actually, like the track or whatever, and that is where we're going to have all of the inflatables set up, the rock wall, that will be set up. We play games, we dance, we have the best time. Senior Day, you get fed pizza, we have snow cones, we have popcorn. Kids have a ball. Make sure you are passing all of your classes so you can join us for Senior Day. So that Wednesday night you have the sunset. That Thursday morning you come and play one last time with all your peers. And that is Senior Day. All right, let's talk practice. This is important. Graduation practice is extremely important because we do not want you to feel self-conscious or to get nervous, so we want you to know exactly what you're doing on the day of graduation. First, you have to attend both practices. These dates have been on the calendar since school started. And if you work, you need to make sure your employer knows. If you are going out of town, I'm sorry, that was not okay. You have to make sure that you attend these practices if you are planning to walk at graduation. Ms. Johnson is the only one that can excuse anybody, and she is probably not going to do that because practices are so important. So, please attend both practices if you plan to walk Thursday night. We are going to, on Wednesday's practice, we're going to meet in the parking lot right across from the PAC. Okay? Your senior advisor is going to hold a sign up, and you'll know who that senior advisor is because how are we going to get that information to you? Email. Your advisor will be holding up their sign, and you will find your advisor based on the information you get in your email. We will process into the pack. This is really awesome. We did it the first time last year, and it was great because those days tend to be sweltering hot. Well, we moved practice to the pack because that's the longest day, and you're in the air conditioner. You're going to walk across the stage. Mr. Chris Martin is going to be up here on the stage. He is going to get your name as it's going to be pronounced at the ceremony. Mike Chasen retired last year. He's done. But Mr. Martin is going to take his place, and he will do a fabulous job. But you'll walk across the stage, let him know if your name pronunciation is correct, and then you'll process back to your seat. You'll get some important information about Thursday, and then that's it. But Wednesday is our longest practice because everybody walks across the stage to make sure their name is right. Also, if you took a picture with BPI, Ms. Furling is going to have those pictures running on the big screen for you to see to make sure that your name and picture are correct. You are not going to be able to fuss and complain and say, I don't like that picture, can you do another picture? Because no, at that point it's too late. You had an opportunity to select your pictures to go in the yearbook, and if you went to the studio and you took a picture at the studio, they allowed you to go ahead and pick the picture you wanted then. At this point in the ball game, when she's showing the pictures on the screen, it is only to make sure that you have your name and picture correct. It is not to change pictures. Okay? I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. They are working hard at the AO. This is something she's doing just kind of as a special thing that she started. So we can't complain, we don't need to complain, we just need to say thank you and make sure your picture is correct, okay? All right, also, for the practice, on Thursday, you will report to Brody Field. So Wednesday's practice is here in the pack, and did we tell them what time to come? Back it up a second. At 8:45 a.m. We're giving you a few minutes because we're going to let everybody, all the madness of the students trying to get into the building, so you guys don't have to be here until 8:45. Practice will start at 9 o'clock on the dot. Okay, we're going to give you 15 minutes to find your line and get in order, and then we will get started. All right, practice on Brady Field again at 8:45. That way you can show up, find your advisor, get ready to come in and process in. We will line up in the Booster Club parking lot that is across from the field house. You'll want to bring a towel. You will want to bring bottled water, probably a hat, maybe some sunscreen if you burn easily. Ladies, please wear the shoes that you plan to wear that night to make sure you can walk in them. I'll show you a video in just a second to show you why. Also, at both practices, I'm sorry, are we not planning to walk? We're not listening. At both practices, cell phones are not allowed, and let me tell you why. Because when we have your undivided attention, we get through a lot faster. And whenever we are at the stadium on Thursday, we are going to go through practice and we're going to make sure it's right, and then you guys have to go home and get ready. And we want it to be as nice and short and sweet as is possible so that you guys have plenty of time to go home and get yourself together and calm your nerves before you come back and walk across the field, okay, across the stage. So no cell phones allowed. They will be confiscated by your advisor if we see them, so please just leave them in the car. All right, when you're parking, you will use the visitor's lot or Eve Park or somewhere around in there. We have a lot of students that tried to park in the grass and stuff across from the railroad tracks. I think they have fenced that off. I can't remember. They were talking about doing so, but we have so many cars that get stuck. They do not want you to park in that area next to the tracks. Okay. Yes, you will be towed. If they see your car over there, you will be towed. You're not allowed to park at 8th Street either. We have kids who try to park in the front of the school and then run down the hill. That's not going to work either. Make sure you park in the visitor parking lot. Do not park on the grass by the railroad tracks. It will be towed. Oh, yes, carpool if possible. Listen, y'all meet for breakfast. We jump in one car and come on to the stadium, okay, carpool if possible. All right, the next slide, we have, okay, this practice is actually we will line up behind 8th Street Middle School, and we will process into the actual stadium, just like you're gonna do on Thursday night. Also, it's going to replicate the full ceremony. You guys will have a chance to walk across the stage to see what it feels like. We will have the chairs put out that you're going to be sitting in at graduation, so there's no need to bring any chairs or anything like that. It is actually going to replicate, it is going to mimic the entire start to finish ceremony. So Thursday's practice is so important. All right, after Wednesday's practice, you guys are going to be able to board the bus of your choice to go to an elementary school to do an elementary school walkthrough in your graduation regalia, your caps and gowns, and cords if you have them. It is optional. You don't have to, but the kids love it. Your teachers that you've had from the past absolutely love seeing you walk through. You're in your cap and gown. Everybody in the system has worked hard to get you to this point. It is not just high school, it's been building since elementary school, and they would love to see you in your cap and gown. And the little kids get so excited about it and look up to you guys. So you'll get on a bus to go to your former elementary school. Please wear your regalia, cords, tassels, whatever you want to take, but you have to keep up with it now because we're not responsible for replacing if they go missing, all right? When you finish the walkthrough with the elementary schools, you'll get back on the bus, they'll bring you back to the high school, take your cap and gown, and make sure you hang it back up. Do not wad it up and throw it in the back of your truck, or the back of your car, or your toolbox, or whatever, because you don't want to look a hot mess on Thursday walking across in a wrinkled gown, all right? All right, if you did not have a chance to sign up for the senior walkthrough, it is not too late. All you have to do is scan this QR code and we will send it back out again, or you can go ahead and do it now, okay? You're welcome to scan this QR code and pick the elementary school of your choice. Now, it does not say anything about primary schools. Like, you don't have to go just to the primary schools. Many of you went to J.T. Reddick and have wonderful experiences and great teachers that you want to go back and visit. Some of you also went to like Matt Wilson and Charles Spencer. Please make sure that some of you go to those places as well. A lot of kids pick their primary schools, but J.T. Reddick, Matt Wilson, and Charles Spencer also had a hand in shaping you into who you are today. So please make sure that some of you pick those schools as well, okay? I know those teachers would be tickled to see you. All right, so you can scan this QR code really quickly if you need to, and then let's get settled again so I can finish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, next slide. The ceremony. Y'all, this is the big moment. And it's going to be so fun. And you are going to be so nervous. You're going to be scared about walking across that stage. You're going to be like, oh my God, what if I fall? But we hopefully will go through practice. You'll have a chance to walk across it using the handrails. ROTC is fabulous about having guys stationed to help the ladies get down the stairs. So you will be just fine. All right, it is going to begin at 7:15 sharp. Like at 7:15, that music for that processional comes on the speaker. We all get chill bumps, and you process onto the field. Okay, 7:15. So what that means is you need to please make sure that your parents are seated by 7. Ask them to please come in early and get a seat by 7 p.m. We always have people trying to come in at the last minute, and they try to break through the lines to get to a seat. But here's the thing. This day is about you. And you're already nervous. We don't need people trying to break through the line to try to get to their seat to see people walk across the stage or process onto the field. They should already be seated so that they can see you. That's a big deal. It's a big deal for you, and it's a big deal for them, and they don't want to miss it. So please encourage them. The gates are going to open at 6. Please tell them the gates open at 6. and they need to be seated by 7 so that they can see you as you walk out, okay? If needed, we do have rain plans in place. If it rains on Thursday, and it's not going to, we got Miss Jackson in the guidance office, and she has a 1-800 hotline to God, and we're gonna be praying that it's not raining. So it's not gonna rain on Thursday, all right? Because we got, all of us have plans to go out of town that Friday, right? It's not gonna rain on Thursday. If it does, we're gonna graduate on Friday, and then we have Saturday back up, and if Noah has just sent the flood, or God has just sent the flood, and Noah's floating, and we have to do it another day, we got alternate plans, but it's not gonna get there. But how do you know if we do have alternate plans? What do you do? Thank you. All right. Now, tell your parents to get there early. It is a clear bag policy, and they will be turned around and sent back to the vehicle to leave anything they have that is not approved, because it's a clear bag. Also, no umbrellas or balloons, because if little Johnny's mama has an umbrella and she's holding it up trying to shade herself from the sun, little Susie's mama might not be able to see. And they are usually packed into that stadium. There's a lot of people that come out for graduation, and it's not fair to obstruct the view of others. So no balloons and no umbrellas. Save those for your celebration later, okay? Also, no noisemakers, because when Mr. Martin is calling people across the stage, I know my feelings would be hurt if Miss Gunn's mom and daddy started blaring noisemakers and my name was called and my parents couldn't even hear it. So it's just a respect thing for your classmates. Just please, no noisemakers, clear book bags, get there early, because you do have to go through the metal detectors. They will have people working the metal detectors for our guests at the stadium, all right? The processional. On Thursday, May the 22nd at Brady Field, we are going to process in at what time? 7:15, okay? You guys have to report to the Booster Club parking lot by 6:30. What that does is it gives us plenty of time to get you in your line, to make sure that you have everything you need, to make sure, you know, if your gown zipper is stuck and you can't get it up, we got somebody that will be there to help. Mr. Bowen is awesome about being around, just in case there's some last minute issues or faux pas or whatever. And so here we're going to be there at 6:30. Now, it would be great if your parents would just drop you off so that you don't have to worry about a car, because you don't have a place to put your keys, ladies, unless you have a really cool dress with pockets. But there are no cell phones for the ceremony. Don't wear sunglasses. Give your keys and your cell phone and stuff like that to your parents, so that when they meet you on the field afterwards to take pictures, you have everything you need, okay? No cell phones, no sunglasses. Leave them in the car or with your parents. Advisors are going to take up cell phones that they see, and you won't get it back until after the ceremony. Look for your graduation advisor when you arrive that Thursday. Anybody coming in after 7 p.m. won't walk. We have had students, because we lock the gates, we have had students stand at the gate and look in and watch their classmates walk across the stage. And then they are in their little gown, looking in. And the reason why is because we don't want somebody to go rogue and go crazy and come try to ruin your ceremony. So we lock the gates at 7. All right, after you process in, we lock the gates. If you show up after 7, you're not going to walk, okay? Ceremony begins at 7:15. All right. Ladies, what do we wear? Well, you guys were lucky, because back in the day, the gowns were a little see-through. Like when the sun hit it just right, you could see what's underneath it. We had one of our advisors one year, a girl showed up, she had on just a gown, and one of our guidance counselors took her slip off and gave it to the young lady to put on, because we didn't want people to be able to see through her gown when she walked across the stage. So, please make sure that you have a dress. Here's my advice to you ladies. Whenever you have your dress on, or your gown on, walk outside. If you have a really hot pink dress, and it turns your gown a purplish, purplish color or whatever, you might want to rethink your dress. But you guys are pretty lucky, okay? Ladies, if you choose to wear shorts or something like that, a cute little outfit for afterwards, we're not going to ask you to unzip your gown to look to see what you have on, okay? Just make sure that it is nice for when because you're going to take pictures afterwards, and a lot of kids will take their, they just want to look cute. So, Wear dress pants or a dress is what I would do. Shoes or sandals that are low heel, or no heel. Don't wear high heels, wedges, cowboy boots, and avoid, because we need to avoid the baby giraffe look. We'll show you the baby giraffe here in just a minute. Also, no jeans. That's boys and girls. Alright, this is the baby giraffe. We had this happen at a graduation ceremony a few years ago, and that young lady was mortified. Dr. Collins met her on the side, tried to help her take her shoes off. Her feet and ankles were swollen. She had to go across the stage barefoot. Everybody in the stadium was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It was terrible. So please watch, ladies, and look what happens whenever you wear wedges or heels. Ladies, please don't let that be you. You might be able to rock those heels, and you might be able to rock those wedges on a concrete surface, but when you hit that grass and that field, game on. And the grass in the field might win. I'm telling you, we had board members walk off the stage to go check on that young lady, and she was mortified. And again, she had to walk across the stage barefoot. She didn't have any shoes, and her ankles were swollen. She was hurt. It hurt her. So please don't be that girl. All right, guys, what to wear? Guys, I'm sorry, you're not as lucky as the ladies. We would need you guys to wear dress pants, khakis, black pants, navy blue pants, whatever you want to wear, but wear dress pants. We also want you to wear a long sleeve button down shirt, white collar. We do have some that I think are up to the guidance office if you need help getting a shirt. And then you also need to wear a tie. It can be a bow tie or a traditional tie. We want it to be long sleeve because it looks really nice coming out the bottom of the gown. It makes for great pictures before and after with your family and friends. And then again too, please don't wear any jeans. Wear nice, shoes and socks or whatever. Do not wear shorts. We don't want to see hairy legs sticking out in front of the gowns. That's not a cute look. Don't wear jogging pants because that doesn't say, hey, I'm successful. So please, think about that when you're getting your clothes out. All right, cap and gown. Hang it up ahead of time. Make sure your cap fits. Sometimes we get there and the caps are just too tight or too big. And that is something we need to check on before the day of the ceremony. Hang your gown up. You do not want it to be creased. You can't iron it. The gowns can't be ironed. You can steam it, but be very careful steaming it. It doesn't hurt to hang it up in the bathroom when you're taking a hot shower because that steam from the shower will automatically knock out some. Just please do not iron them. Your tassel, whenever you are walking out onto the field, your tassel is going to be on the right side because we are right there at the very end. Right, it's going to be on the right. Now, when you turn your tassel after you've graduated, you turn it to the left. You'll shift it over to the left side. But tassels will be on the right. Do not decorate your cap. We do not have time to go through and check caps to make sure that images and sayings and things like that are appropriate. We're not doing that. So do not decorate your cap. You can do so after the ceremony, but we're not going to have decorated caps going into the ceremony. Okay? No cap decorations allowed. All right, honors graduates. You're going to have a gold stole and a gold tassel. You're going to get that at honors night. Graduates attending honors night must wear their graduation regalia for the event. So you need to make sure you have it if you have not picked it up yet. Were they leaving it at the school? Is it in the guidance office, or do they need to go see Connor Bowen at the office? One of the two. Check guidance first, and then go check with Bowen Grad at their office. Some graduates are also going to have cords and other regalia. Cords will be distributed during the Senior Honors Night. Any cords that are earned after Senior Honors Night, we will hand those out at practice. Your advisor will get those, and we'll hand those out at practice. Students will receive one cord for a CTAU pathway. A solid black cord reflects the completion of the pathway. A multicolor cord is going to reflect the completion of 2 or more CTAU pathways. Only regalia that we give you from this school that you have earned by being at the school is going to be allowed. Don't go on Amazon and order you some stuff and think you're going to walk across with all kinds of sashes. No, only high school regalia. All right, next, diplomas. You are going to receive your diploma cover when you walk across stage. You'll shake hands with Ms. Johnson. You will shake hands with Ms. Gore. You will walk off the stage. You'll go back to your seat. At the end, before the alma mater, your advisor is going to pass out your diplomas. We don't have time to check names on diplomas when we're trying to get you across the stage, or we'd be there for 3 hours. So you get your cover, and then your advisor will hand you your actual diploma, okay? If you disrupt the ceremony and act a fool and, do something you're not supposed to do, your advisor is going to hold your diploma, and then you are going to have to make an appointment with Ms. Johnson to come get it at her convenience. All right, so here are some things not to do. Are y'all ready for this? Check it out.
So Grandma, let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
We asked you on our Facebook page to ask us advice, and we're prepared to give you advice specifically related to graduation. People are graduating, or you know someone who is, or even if you don't even care about that, you should still hang around. Please don't leave.
A lot of people are concerned about potentially ending up on the internet when they walk across the stage of graduation. I understand, and that concern is embodied in Zafina Solidor's question. She says, what should I do if I trip on stage or walking towards stage? Great question. The key is, first of all, you don't want to do anything that might cause you to fall. You've got to take some preventative measures, okay? So here's some things that you should not do. First of all, you should not break into a celebratory dance. Rachel and Michelle, that's
You should also not do a backflip.
Keaton Taylor Briggs. You should not fist.
You should not carry your friend baby style.
And you should not carry your friend piggyback style.
Don't let that be you. Take preventative measures, use the handrails, walk across the stage, use the handrail, and go back to your seat. You can celebrate all you want to after the ceremony. Major Candelaria had a very important point. If you are going into the military and you have a military sash, you are allowed to wear those, okay? Do you guys have any questions for us? Because we only have just a minute. Any questions? Have we covered everything pretty firmly? Yes, sir. Okay, so no, thank you very much. You do bring your cap and gown to practice on Wednesday and leave it, because you're going to use that to walk through the halls of elementary school. On Thursday, you do not need to wear your cap and gown. You can wear shorts or whatever to the practice on Thursday because we don't want to get it messed up for Thursday night. Yes, sir. It would be okay to wear short sleeve. We prefer the long sleeve because your arms stick out at the bottom of the gown. Now the gowns now come down hit a little lower, but a long sleeve shirt actually looks nicer, which is why we suggest it. All right, anybody else? Are y'all ready to graduate? Yes, all right. Well, y'all Okay, thank you, Ms. Day. Take care of business. Email Ms. Gunn or me if you have any questions.